What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Madam Web. Just got back from the theater, and funny story about this movie, man, how we came to see it. So, you guys know I've been mentioning we haven't gone to the movie theater that often because money's been pretty tight recently. But, funny story. So, a few, days ago, maybe early, around the end of last week, I was walking around, I was like, hey, ask me for the 100th time when does Dune Part 2 come out? Keep telling her it's March. And she thought it was already screening now because actually our local theater was screening the original 80s Dune, the David Lynch film. Which is like, oh, cool, that's cool, I was trying to, okay, we should go see it, because, last time I saw it was on my small-ass TV in my college dorm, and, it would definitely be cool to see that movie in the theater. And then, my mom says, and my mom was like, I actually want to go see Madam Web, and I was like, fuck, dude, let's go watch Madam Web. So yeah, man, that's how we finally got to see Madam Web, man. And honestly, man, I have to say, this movie's awesome. I don't get why people are shitting on this movie as much as they are. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing since sliced bread or my favorite movie of the year or nothing, but it's really fucking good. I don't know what people are on about, bro. I don't know what they see that I didn't see, or what I'm seeing that they didn't see. Did we watch the same fucking movie? I don't know what people were on about, about this movie, man, because, I had a blast watching, man. I loved this movie, man. And, let's just jump right in. Anyway, so the movie's directed by C.J. Clarkson and stars Sydney Sweeney, Dakota Johnson, Isabella Merced, if I'm saying that right, Emma Robinson, Adam Scott, and many more. And the plot of Madam Web is Cassandra Webb is a New York City paramedic who starts to show signs of clairvoyancy. Forced to confront revelations about her past, she must protect 3 young women from a mysterious adversary who wants them dead. First, I gotta say, of course, the cast was pretty solid. I thought Dakota Johnson was really good. Sydney Sweeney as Julie, gotta say, bro, she was really cute in this movie. Gotta say, bro, I don't think I've ever seen this one before in any other films. At least I don't think so. I haven't checked her letterbox to make sure if I have or haven't, but not gonna lie, bro, she's kinda fine. I thought she was really cute throughout this movie. So, in fact, right before I started recording, I followed her on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, man, she was definitely my favorite of the Web Warriors. I believe that's what this team is called with Julia, Anya, and Matt. I believe they're called the Web Warriors in the comics. I might be wrong about that one, but I'm pretty sure they're the Web Warriors. She was my favorite, and I thought her suit out of all of them, she had the best suit. Man, I really liked her suit. The little bits of it we do get to see of it in the movie, man. But I thought she was really good. The rest of the cast was pretty good as well. But the one thing that was probably the best part of that, honestly shocked me the most while I was watching this one is how good the directing is. Now, as I mentioned, this movie is directed by C.J. Clarkson, and and it really shouldn't surprise me because I found it around when this movie came out on the P, and I saw Chris Tucker's video and some other stuff about it. Is that this woman has actually directed I believe she directed a couple Daredevil episodes as well as some episodes of The Defenders. She was listening to the credits for that one as well, and yeah, you could tell, man, because this movie is really well directed, man. I really like the directing in this movie. I thought she did a really great job with the camera work in here. There's a lot of really cool and unique shots in this movie, man. And overall, I thought it was edited pretty well as well. But yeah, man, her directing in this movie was spot on, man. I loved her directing this movie. But then, like I said, knowing that she directed some Daredevil episodes as well, it's not surprising, man, that this woman's legit. She's legit, man. Her directing movie was definitely probably the highlight movie. I really liked the look she went for and the camera angles and stuff. The overall camera work, man. She did a fantastic job of all of it, man. The movie looks really good, surprisingly, man. Which is something I definitely was not expecting when I actually sat down and finally watched the film. Overall, the music I thought was also really good as well. Obviously, because this is set during the early 2000s, you got some old 2000s track, got some Britney Spears in there. You got a picture of one of Beyonce's old albums, man. You got some other songs as well, which is nice. But the overall score I thought was pretty good as well, man. It was also, of course, I liked the look of the aesthetic of it. You got the PSP makes an appearance, man. Blockbuster Video makes an appearance as well, which is always good to see, man. It's always good to see the old Pepsi can logo, man. Which, not gonna lie, man, I think Pepsi's best logo was that 2000 logo they had. Man, I thought that was Pepsi's best look, if you ask me, man. I've always been more of a Pepsi guy than a Coke guy myself, but I always thought their 2000s looked the best out of all the logos they had, man. But their new ones are fine, but that 2000, I wish they got stuck with the 2000s one, man, because that one looks really good, man. I love the look of that. the way Madame Web's like clairvoyance is shown off, where she can like see the future and everything, man. I thought that was really well done, and I loved how they showed off like the web of life, I believe is what it's called, or the web of destiny that connects all the spider people together, man. Everything, man. I thought the way they showed that off and it was represented in the film, man, looked really good. Man. Like I've been saying this since the beginning, man, but I don't know, but Sony's in-house CGI team, I think, has done a really good job with the movies. Like I always love the, like obviously TASM 2 looks incredible, man. The CGI movie still has an AIDS a day in the swinging sequence in that movie still look incredible, man. Venom symbiote always looked cool. You guys know I was probably the one guy who was praising like Morbius's vampire vision thing that he had going in the movie when he was zooming around, man. I still think that looked really fucking good, man. But yeah, the look of like her clairvoyancy and like how the web of life or web of destiny or whatever the fuck it's called was shown off in the film, man. When she's like looking through the futures and everything, man. I thought the way that was shown off was really well done, man. And overall, really like the main villain of the movie, man. I thought he was pretty cool, man. I know some people were making fun of the suit he was wearing, and like it was like, oh, it's a CW Spider-Man suit. I kind of know the look of it, man, and I love the way he's introduced to it. They introduce him like kind of like a horror villain, where he's like crawling on the walls, man. It looked really good, man. Like I like how they kind of made it more of a horror film, kind of like more of the horror vibe with the way he was originally introduced, man. When we first see him, I thought that whole sequence was done really well done, man. I really like the look of that. There's some other stuff in the movie that I also kind of like, but I'll save that for the spoilers discussion. But as far as negatives, man, the only thing there's two things that I was kind of iffy on. One of them is spoilery again, so I'll save that for the spoilers discussion. But one of them, first of all, I wish the Web Warriors got more time in their suit. Like all this, like basically everything you saw in the trailers is basically everything that you see in the movie. Like there's a little bit of extra more scenes that were in the trailer, but more or less, what you see in the trailers is basically all we see of the Web Warriors in their actual costumes, which sucked because the suits look so good, man. Especially, like I said, Julia's, man, I love the look of her Spider-Woman suit, man. Love it. It's very reminiscent, of course, the black suit, man, which that's kind of the main reason why I love it so much, because, it reminds me of the black suit. But hers was my favorite, man. But all of them look really good, man. I wish there was more time in them with the suits, man. I would say, maybe in a sequel, but, given the fact that the movie's been, like, bombing in the box office, recently, we're probably not going to get a sequel to the movie, which obviously sucks for me, because I really like this movie and I would like to see more of these characters. But like, I don't know what Sony's plans are for the Venomverse, man. I don't know if they plan on maybe having the Web Warriors appear in Venom 3 or something, man. Or maybe, we can see them appear in, fucking Secret Wars or something. Probably not, but it would be cool. It would be cool if we did get to see more of the Web Warriors, man, because I love the look of their suits, and I wish they had more screen time in those suits. But I will say, Madame Web's overall suit, I wasn't completely sold on. I thought it was kind of hard to, because you don't really get a really clear look at it, but her suit I was a little iffy on. I wasn't completely vibing with her costume that she wore in the movie, man, but that was the only one I wasn't really vibing with. But yeah. But yeah, that's about it, without getting into the spoilers discussion thing that I mentioned that also as well. But yeah, man, that's about everything I talk about, spoiler free, man. So of course, like I said, I'm gonna give my final verdict, and then I'll go into spoiler discussion like always. If you don't want to get spoiled, leave now, or stick around. But overall, my final verdict for Madame Web, which I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but fuck it, it's my video, is a 9 out of 10, man. I genuinely love this movie, man, and had a blast watching it. Like, I do not know why everybody's hating on this, but like Morbius, when I saw that movie, you guys know I enjoyed Morbius, but I could kind of see why a lot of people weren't really that high on it. I could see why a little bit, but this movie, I'm like, why are people hating on this movie? Like it's not, like I said, it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread or anything, but it's like, it's a really good movie, man. Like, I don't know why everyone's acting like this movie is so shit. I do not get why, man. Whatever the case may be, man, I personally had a blast this movie, man, and would hope that we get to see more of these characters, man, and more or less Julia, man. Like, I would like to see more of her, bro, because, like I said, she's really fun, she's cute, man, and I love her costume, man. So, please, can I get more Julia, please? Like, I'll be happy with just her. Like, she's the one that I really want to see, man. But, yeah, man, so as always, like I said, go into sports discussion right now, and for everyone else, leave now. So, first of all, let's talk more about the villain of Ezekiel. First of all, one thing, I'm not sure if he's connected to, like, this one character from John Michael Straczynski's run, who introduced this whole, like, web of life or destiny or whatever thing that Spider-Man. I think it also kind of led into the Inheritors as well for the Spider-Verse comics that still haven't been touched in the movie, surprisingly, funny enough. But I think his name was also Ezekiel in that comic, man, but I'm not sure if it is or they just took that extract from that character. But there was a character in John Romita's and John Michael Straczynski's run where, you know, this character, I believe his name was also Ezekiel as well. Like, I might be misremembering, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I'm misremembering characters or whatnot. But this character was kind of like connected to the whole web of life, and he was the one that drew and told Peter about this whole thing. And he's basically the main villain of this movie, man. And it was really cool when we saw the opening of it because he looks very much like he does in the comics. And, you know, he's barefoot, he's got the suit on, you can see him with the gray hair and everything, man. Very much like how he was designed when he was introduced by J. Michael Straczynski and of course John Romita Jr. doing the artwork for that run back in the 2000s, which also took place in 2000 as well. I think that one was like 2006, 2005. I think it's when J. Michael Straczynski took over the TASM book. But yeah, I mean, and I imagine for fans of that run, it was probably cool if I see Ezekiel in live action. I thought his design looked really cool in that sequence where we get to that that vision he has where he's killed off by the Web Warriors. So, like I said, man, I thought the Web Warriors suit looks really cool, man. I wish we got more screen time with them actually in it because those suits look really good, man. But I really like this design here. And throughout the movie, man, you can see him kind of barefoot, man, when he isn't wearing the suit. Which, like I said, I thought overall I liked the look of it, man. But one thing I thought was kind of interesting as well with this movie, man, is that they introduced this whole spider, that's kind of like the source, this whole spider totem thing, which I'm not sure if any of this is in the comics, man, where there's like this tribe of people in Peru that, like, you know, that have these spiders, and that of course gives them their spider powers and everything, man, where they can climb up walls and everything, man. And spider sense and all that jazz, and as well as infuse venom into them, which I don't know if that's actually from the comics or not. But regardless, man, I thought their design was kind of weird, but also kind of cool with the way they kind of made like a tribal version, I guess you can call it, of the Spider-Man costume, man. It was kind of weird, but I also kind of dug the look of it at the same time too, man. I kind of liked it, man. I thought that was pretty cool. And I mentioned how I thought the CGI of showing off the web of destiny and everything, man, looked really cool, man. There's also this really nice sequence between Cassandra and her mom, where she kind of figures out that her mom went to Peru and trying to find these spiders to fix her because she had like this neurological disease that her baby had, that Cassandra had when she was still pregnant, and she was trying to find a cure for that, which I thought was kind of cool. And I thought that sequence as well was real good, and Dago's performance there was also really good as well. And also the one thing this is the problem I had with the movie, man, that I didn't want to mention the spoilers country, but also I don't think I mentioned this in my review, but also I thought the action sequences of this whole movie were really well done, man. Especially like some of them are just straight up ridiculous with how Madam Web defeats Ezekiel or gets him away from the girls long enough. Where it usually always involves a car, where she's just like ramming a car into like a diner, or straight up the one at the end was just insane, man, where she takes an ambulance, goes up this parking building or whatever it's called, man, and Lou just rams through the wall, through a billboard, right into him, man. That one looked ridiculous. I was laughing my ass off, man, but it was also so fucking cool, man. That one was awesome, man. But the one thing I thought was kind of weird in this movie is that obviously the movie ends with Madam Web, with her becoming Madam Web fully. She's blind, she's stuck, she's like wheelchair bound and everything, man. She's stuck in a chair like she is in the comics. But the way they do it and how she gets to that point, I thought was kind of bizarre. Where after she gets blown, after she gets thrown off a building. Now it could have been because of the venom that she was given from Ezekiel. That's why her eyesight suddenly disappeared, and she seemingly is wheelchair bound. I'm not entirely sure, but once I believe it was Julia gets her out of the water, they all perform CPR to resuscitate her. She all of a sudden can't see, her eyes were her pupils were white. And I was like, wait, is she blind or something? And then next time we see her, man, she's wearing a full she has that thing on. And then at the end of the movie, we see her wearing the sunglasses. And I thought it was just kind of bizarre because the only thing we see when she gets in the water, she maybe got hit by a firework. But yeah, I don't really get I get it's because she's like that in the comics, man. You had the end movie there, but I feel like the way they got there was kind of bizarre, where they didn't really explain how she suddenly lost her eyesight and her legs seemingly. Thought that was kind of bizarre, man. I feel like they could have probably explained that a little bit better and how she gets by. Maybe I'm missing something, or maybe it was like that in the comics as well. I'm not too sure. I don't go that deep into Spider-Man lore. But, yeah, I think that's about everything. And also, there's no post-credit scene at all. I forgot to mention this. There's no post-credit scene. And also, once the movie ends, you guys can leave. So, there's that as well. But, yeah, man, I think that's about everything I think about Madame Web. Like I said, I love this movie, man. I don't get why so many people are hating on it. You know, people act like this movie is so shit when I don't think it's really that bad, honestly, in my personal. And also, Uncle Ben, seeing Uncle Ben was pretty cool as well. He's actually kind of a main character, somewhat supporting character as Cassandra's like ED paramedic partner. I thought it was pretty cool that Uncle Ben was kind of in the movie, man. You get to see him a little bit, man. And Emma Roberts, as everyone's predicted, is indeed Mary Parker and Peter's mom. Although they don't name drop Peter as well, but I thought it was kind of cool where after she's born, the camera like the depth of field goes to the window, and the pattern that's on like the curtain is very reminiscent to the pattern on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit. I thought that was a nice little touch there, man. And also at the end of the movie, man, we're gonna get one more montage of seeing the Web Warriors once they're older and they gain their powers and everything, man. And some of the locations that you said looked like they were ripped right out of Spider-Man 2. Like, I don't know if they strip reused footage from Spider-Man 2 for the backgrounds of this movie, man, but it really looked like they were reusing footage from Spider-Man 2, man. I could be wrong on that one, but it looked eerily similar to some of the scenes that were in some of the shots in Spider-Man 2, which I also thought was kind of cool, down to if they were trying to make like a callback to the Raimi movies, which I like, man. But yeah, I probably like, you know, most people might find this kind of stuff dumb or whatever, but like, you know, I think it's kind of cool that Uncle Ben was actually like kind of a character in the movie, man, and we get to see Peter's birth. I thought it was cool too. And also one of the things I thought was kind of cool was that I believe it was Maddie was actually wearing like a blue shirt with a red hoodie, obviously signifying Spidey's colors. I thought that was a nice touch. Just me personally. But yeah, man, that's about all I got for you guys today. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe for new. Follow me on my social if you feel like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. You